na ang mas mabilis nating nakita ngayon na Marcel upgraded sa first phase ng bans.
Out of the games na meron ng Twisted Minds, this is their second time picking the blue side and still flying clouds yung gusto nila, which then gives a lot of impression na yung mga pick-off heroes ni Kaloy, yung mga Kaleya, which is ban out agad ni Gorsura.
Respect. Valentina first pick mula sa Twisted Minds. You know what? I think this is gonna be a trend, a common trend against Barangay actually. Teams just like picking flying clouds against Netski. You know, ito yung mga bagay na hindi namin ini-script. Di ba? Pinili yung flying cloud. Now, Netski, maybe there's a choice. Do you wanna go Harith though? That is the question.
Yun yung nagpakilala sa kanya bilang Cloud Prince ng MPL Philippines way back last season. Pero ang ganda rin kasi na meron silang laya pumik.
Iniwas.
Iniwas.
Pero gets mo rin eh.
Gets
mo rin eh.
If you know, you know.
Then, ano yun eh, war flashbacks din kasi sa kanya yun eh. Nakilala siya doon sa maling paraan. Diba? He wants to start off anew in this one sa Flying Cloud. Sisimulan niya yan sa Claude and then a Fred rin pivot for now. What's the idea behind this? Kasi majority ng mga teams na nakikita natin ngayon, utility. But I guess the back has been taken out. Yung carry, Twisted ang pipili nun.
Yeah, I think nagkaroon kasi ng layers for the junglers. Like if you pick a Leo more, teams just automatically answer with Suyo. Nakita natin yan mula sa Team Liquid Philippines. And these two coaches, they like patterns. Coach Mura and Coach Bonchan historically has been all about pattern first bases. And nakikita natin dito mula sa Smart Omega, if you want to go for a utility jungler, there's only two options kasi wala na yung Baksha. There's just the Fred and the Gwyn. Now, Twisted Minds, they already see the Fred rin. They could still pick up the Guinevere later on, but they opted to just secure the high priority on the gold lane ngayon kasi kailangan nilang ng Shred versus the Fred rin. And I like this Khalid pick. It's an aggressive roam that can be utilized as the tempo hero para sa early game to shut down effectively yung early tempo na pwede makuha ng Smart Omega. Honestly, those are the two top roamers, Hilda and Khalid. If you don't take it, it's gonna be banned.
Ganda rin sana nung Eve pick for Smart Omega dito, knowing na carry nga yung gold lane ng Twisted Minds. But then they wanted to remove the fact na pwede pong mag-assassin si MP the King. So that may be guarantees utility jungle for Twisted Minds dahil sa Hilda pick na yun.
Yeah. So, I mean, sa ngayon parang mamimili ka na lang, no? It's either yung Marcel, yung Khalid, or yung Hilda.
Yeah.
Isa doon ang malalagay sa banning phase. And at this game, it's gonna be the Marcel. Kasi nakita talaga natin yung effectivity niya during the first week.
Yeah, and also it just, you know, limits yung mga answers na pwedeng lumabas. Kasi with this, with this Hilda pick, it also answers and addresses the assassin pickups that could come out from Twisted Minds. And I like the fact that they prioritize Hilda before the Eve. Kasi even if you ban Eve, sa perspective ng Smart Omega, there's still the Kimi. If Twisted Minds bans both, pag tinanggal nila yung Eve and Kimi, it opens up the, a can of worms basically. Kasi ma-open na dyan yung mga ibang mages like the Kagura, even the Valir, yung Farsa. So there's a lot of options still for Smart Omega. So itong first phase na to, lalo sa meta natin ngayon na ginagalawan, I feel like you just have to take these prior heroes in the first phase.
Ang hirap kasi kapag nagbigay ka ng mga carry, ng mga Claude na yan, so nandun yung priority talaga when it comes to second phase. Now, pagdating naman ng first phase, pagdating ng second phase, ito na yung mga targeted. So that's why, for Smart Omega, tinanggal na lang ngayon yung Suyu, probably Aleomord next, or the Guinevere.
Yeah.
There you go. Tapos, sa Twisted Minds naman, baka nga, Kimi pa yung tanggalin, or even Farsa, one of the mages na kayang kumontrol.
Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. You know what? Honestly, if you're Smart Omega, you might as well take the Phobius, maybe? Kasi di mo pwede kunin yung Sora kasi may Valentina Flex yung Twisted Minds. Matter of fact, they can actually just go for the Valentina XP and then maybe pick up a mage that can fight into this early comp ng Smart Omega. It is definitely up for Smart Omega. Even though ang weird kasi Twisted Minds yung nag-set ng tempo kanina, now they have control of the second phase. But they still go back to the Kimi. It's very normal. You have the Fred rin. Ito yung lagi natin tinatawag na double marksman setup. And there goes the Phobius for Twisted Minds. Maybe even with the Guinevere.
Yeah, it makes total sense na pinili nila yung Kimi una kaysa sa Phobius. Kasi again, the Valentina would be a huge problem. Kung gagawin nila yon, makukulong talaga sa mage. But then a Harley picked up here by Twisted Minds. Hindi pa sila tapos sa mga Dark Continent picks as they will be picking up something na medyo nagiging normal na ngayon sa meta natin.
Nagkaroon bigla ng hirap for Smart Omega. Sinong uhuli ngayon dun sa Harley? Yes, may early game presence of the Hilda, pero who's gonna lock in pagdating ng late game?
No catch. I think ang reliable way lang nila to shut down the Harley is yung combo ng Fredrin, Hilda, and Kimi. Kailangan magkakasama sila tatlo. You can go for Glue here for James. It is a decent laner versus Phobius. Yung Alice medyo mahirap kasi ang daming Shred sa side ng Twisted Minds, and you're also giving the Raging Sandstorm to the Valentina. So I think Glue makes sense. It's a good laner against Phobius again, and it can block off these burst damage mula sa Twisted Minds.
Looking at it, we're still finding out one more final pick, and they went with a CC papunta doon sa XP lane. So Phobius, CC matchup, boys. How are things looking like here?
It's a decent laner, I would say, versus the Phobius. I mean, it does the front line much better, pero he has to have a good early game.
Pero yung mas maganda ay kung mapapaaga ang ating super fan sa chance na manalo ng 1,000 MLBB Diamonds. Predict the match winner correctly, scan the QR code to know more. Going back, XP lane matchup, yung early game, tila magiging problema yon for at least one of them heading into that turtle fight. Kasi kung sisilipin naman natin, you have the Fredrin on the other side. Tapos yung kabila, they also have another jungle pickup. So that is going to be very important.
Yeah, now Smart Omega, their main job is to stop this Harley from snowballing. Medyo mahirap gawin niya kasi they're against a Valentina and Khalid. The glue would have alleviated the pressure a bit. But with the CC, if they manage to get out of the early game, na maganda yung kanilang tempo and hindi sila ganun ka-behind, they have 3 scaling heroes on their lineup.
So the tempo for Smart Omega is to withstand the early game. Dahil kung hindi at magkakaroon ng napaagandang simula itong si MP the King ay mapupunta sa kupunan ng Twisted Minds ang unang laro ng unang match ng week number 2. Perxiva and the others, ang bilis kagad ng tempo!
Kapisong buhay ni Perxiva, but still, ay mabubuhay with that flicker down. Napagandang pokes from Twisted Minds.
Yeah. I mean, Valentina and Khalid, what do you expect? I guess this two is probably the strongest duo mid right now because they just output so much damage in the early game. Pwede ka pumili, pwede ka mang-poke, pwede ka mag-fast clear, and then you just get the level 2 in the Valentina, and you will have the advantage when it comes to poking.
And this is exactly what they've been doing now. I'm talking about Twisted Minds sa puntong ito. Talagang dinadayo nila yung jungle camp itong Smart Omega. Nililimitahan yung mga pwesto na pwedeng galawan nitong si Ryzen using that Fredrin as he is also trying to get some more minions in it.
Pero kung titignan naman natin itong gold lane matchup, kanina pa itong nagbibigayan eh. Owl and Netsky, sinusubukan nilang bulihin ang bawat isa doon sa lane. Kaso mapapauwi si Netsky.
Yeah, it's gonna be very hard for Smart Omega, especially with this start. And just looking at the rotations, kaya kasing iwan ng Twisted dito yung Valentina sa may middle lane. In fact, yung 2v1 situation din, lamang pa rin yung Valentina dyan. Kasi pag lumapit ka, parang okay, mapupoke mo siya, pero bibigyan mo siya ng XP, and then it's gonna set up a level 4 prio para kay Lansu. Kasi typically, if you give so much XP to the Valentina, XP laners just rotate to mid, and then they will get turtle prio.
Pipiliin mo na lang talaga yung lason mo eh, no? Mas gusto mo ba na bigyan ng XP yung Valentina heading to level 4 quite quickly, or magpupunta ka na lang sa ibang parte ng mapa? That's gonna be the choice that Smart Omega would want to go for. Pero sa ngayon, tatlo silang nasa itaas. Nag-spawn na ang unang pagong ng ating laban. Kaloy and Lansu is gonna be holding down the fort as the others, Sean, MP the King, and Ryzen, may reunion dito sa pagong.
Nauna sa level 4 itong si James, kaya naman papwesto na rin ang Smart Omega doon sa Turtle. Kaloy sa gitna, napadasal at napaluhod. Meanwhile, natali nga lang doon sa likod. But this time Kaloy is low. Ryzen will get the Turtle down. Perxiva, low on HP, pero di na makatalon pa si Lansu. Nandun yung mobilize ng Kibi, pero babalik muli si Kaloy. Traction position na gamit na. Ryzen is gonna go down sa kamay ni MP the King. Pati ba na boss, Mingguin, humahabol pa, pero naipit na siya sa loob ng Twisted Minds camp.
A bit greedy mula sa Smart Omega. Mingguin flickering in to secure that kill. Okay na sana eh. Nakuha na nila yung pagong. Kay Mingguin pa napunta yung first blood because of the delay on the damage ng ultimate ni Harley. But Twisted Minds, they find 2 kills in that objective. And I think losing the turtle is actually more encouraged for them.
Oo, parang okay lang sa kanila na mag-turn ng biglaan as long as they get those 2 kills patungo sa kamay ni Ryzen. And of course, Mingguin, who indeed got the first kill para sa kanilang kupunan. Items-wise, it's gonna be the build-up.
Bibigyan si Perxiva ng Raging Sandstorm plus that early magic damage mula kay MP the King, and that will secure that kill.
Just too much pressure na nanggagaling sa Twisted Minds na doble kaagad yung gold lead nila.
Alam mo, usually yung Khalid, pero mamaya na pag-usapan yung si Netsky.
Napagamit ng Blazing Duet defensively just to clear the minion waves. Nandyan pa si Kaloy, nakatingin. Pero hindi niya nasusubukan pang pasukin sa loob ng torre si Netsky.
Yeah, this Khalid is a big problem, honestly. Usually yung Khalid na nakikita natin, it's paired up with the utility jungler just to have a balance. in compositions. But now with the Khalid version, meron kasi silang damage. May taga-poke and makakadagdag pa ng contribution doon sa deadly magic ni MP the King. So right now, this trio mid from Twisted Minds is actually controlling the entire game kasi they have enough damage to shut down anybody that they see.
Oo, nahihirapan din si Perxiva na hanapin kung ano ba yung magiging role niya in this game eh. Kasi as soon as lumapit siya sa isang hero, it makes it so difficult for him para mag-dish ng damage, magbigay ng vision, kasi mawawala na siya ng biglaan, lalo na pag ang nakita niya ay si MP the King. So nangyari yung unang minutong nakita or in-expect natin in this game. Nagkaroon na magandang snowball si MP the King, but what is Omega supposed to do para maibalik yung laban sa kanilang end?
I think at this point, kailangan din nilang piliin yung mga laban na gusto nilang puntahan. Really, at this turtle, yes, makukuha nila yung early positions, pero look at Kaloy. Talagang binubuhos niya at pinapakita niya at binibigay niya yung katawan niya dito sa mga members ng Smart Omega, giving vision and a lot of threat. Doon sa setup, nandyan yung Dark Wave, doon sa Raging Sands Subtraction Pulse with the counter engage. Kaso alam mo yung basing duet na nakasunod mula kay Neski, pero wala pang damage. Hindi nila masaktan ang mga members ng Twisted Minds, and in fact, sila pa yung nakuhanan ng dalawa.
Yun ang dakdakan na ayaw mo as Lansu gathers the attention of the Smart Omega team. Twisted gets another objective.
Sabi nga nila, try and try until you die. Pero kanina, yung unang attempt niya, namatay siya, medyo mali at maaga yung pasok niya. This time, it was perfect. It was layered with a raging sandstorm. And Smart Omega didn't have the right tools to deal with the punish. Kaya nilang saluhin yung damage with the Fredrin on the front line. Pero ang pinakamalaking problema ngayon ng Smart Omega is they don't have that damage yet.
Yeah, magkakaroon ba sila ng karapatang oras para si Netski ay mabuhay, makapag-scale ng items ng maayos, and then eventually dish out the damage na kinakailangan ng kanyang team. So far, hindi pa naman siya namamatay, but same could be said para kay MP the King na mas mataas yung gold, mas marami yung damage na kayang i-dish out, at mas kumpiyansa ngayon ng Twisted Minds, lalo na't nakabasag sila ng kanilang pangalawang tore.
Kaloy ay nandun pa rin sa harap ni Perxiva. Hindi niya magawa yung trabaho niya dahil dino-double effort ni Kaloy yung trabaho niya in return. Lagi siyang nandun sa harap ng Smart Omega para mapakita na, teka lang, hindi nyo pwedeng kantiin ang jungler ko at ang mid lane ko.
Yeah, hindi talaga pwede. Usually yung Hilda kapag nilalaro mo, ikaw yung oppressor eh. Yung pwede ka pumunta sa side ng jungle ng kalaban and hindi ka mapapunish. Pero yung feeling kasi ngayon, pag nakita niya si MP the King tsaka si Kaloy, pwede siya magtimpla ng kape. Yung pwede mong iwan muna yung cellphone mo tapos inuman ka muna bilang 15 seconds at saka ka maglaro ulit. Kasi kapag nakita siya ng Twisted Minds, nandyan yung full combo ng Raging Sandstorm, ng Deadly Magic. In fact, kahit yung Valentina, di niya pwede harapan.
Men, walang alarm eh. Walang intro eh. Basta pag nakita ka, babanatan ka agad. So, Perks is having a hard time finding his space in this game. The only thing that he could give so far sa unang 6 na minuto ng ating laban na yung vision na nakakatulong naman para sa Omega kahit papaano. Pero yung pwesto ay nahihirapan sila napuntahan, especially with how Kaloy has been positioning himself using this Khalid with already 4 assists in his name. Ibang klase. Nagharapan na kagad. Pero bumanat si Perxiva, but that will immediately be healed by Kaloy.
Oh no.
Nandiyan na rin si Lansu. Yung dalawang bodyguard ay nandyan. Even Sean, kinopya niya yung energy eruption mula doon sa Fredrin, and that would give that free turtle to the hands of Twisted Minds.
Yeah, I like the fact na ang hawak dito ni Sean ay yung energy eruption. You don't need to add more damage into this lineup. You just need more control. Kasi meron ka ng Khalid, meron ka ng Harley, meron ka pang carry. O sagad-sagad yung damage. Aabot game 2 actually yung damage ng Twisted Minds.
Ayun na nga. Bukod sa sumagad pa ang damage, sumagad din yung kuha nila sa jungle creeps or jungle objectives ng Smart Omega. As Ryzen napapalibutan pero gusto niya pumalag.
Nandiyan yung taunt. Hindi nakatakas si MP the King. Nandiyan yung counter, and there goes that damage done. Patay ang jungler ng Twisted Minds, pero may counter engage. Nabagat ng Dark Wave sa 4. Pero tuloy lang sa pagtalon nitong si Lansu. Damage ay nasan. Yes sir, nandyan Perxiva ang magiging kapalit ng buhay ni MP the King.
Yun na sana ang gustong turn ng barangay, pero Twisted nakakuha pa sila ng isang kill.
Nakaabang pa sa mid lane ha.
Susubok pa rin na dumipensa. Nandiyan pa rin si Lansu sa gitna. Blazing Duel mula kay Netski, pero wala pang ang damage. Hindi pa kaya ng barangay sa babae, pero sabi ni Mingwin ako na. Energy eruption mula kay Sun. Taunting 3 members, pero wala namang mamamatay. Buhay pa rin ang barangay.
Nagulat tayo pero pati yung barangay nagulat din. Sabay-sabay sila nag-flicker out. Who would expect a flicker energy eruption mula sa isang Valentina? Even though wala sila nakuwang kill, this is a big burn sa resources ng Smart Omega.
Yes.
You don't have flickers for the next 2 minutes. MP the King is a walking threat kasi pag nahuli ka nung Deadly Magic, wala kang pantakas.
Kasi yun din yung ginamit nila kani-kanina lamang when they tried to take MP the King down. Pagkatapos noon munti ka nang mabalik sa Smart Omega yung sitwasyon, but then the damage was just too much. Perksiba was fronting pero parang hindi siya nag-i-exist doon due to the damage of Twisted Minds.
Yeah, and kailangan nilang humarap ng isa pang ganung play. Actually, that was a perfectly executed play mula dito kay Ryzen. Na-cancel niya yung dash ng MP the King. It's still gonna go through, pero yung position mo ay nandun pa rin. Kaso, surprise kasi yun eh. Kumbaga binigla siya ng Smart Omega and Twisted Minds. Now that they know, they have to fight the Spreadren beforehand kasi siya talaga yung first target laban sa Smart Omega. They see the vision!
Ayun na nga, pinasok na bigla ni Kaloy. Low on HP nagsasabog sa Deadly Magic and Hulk's gonna get that kill. And Perksiba ay tinunaw ng mabilis ng Twisted Minds. Two bodies left behind ng Smart Omega at yung Lord ay libre na for Twisted Minds.
Si Kaloy ang naging primary target ng Omega pero lumuhod lang siya and the rest was history. Twisted Minds gets another major objective.
I like yung understanding dito ng Twisted Minds. Yung paano nila lalaroin yung kanilang composition. It's just basically front to back. And nag-iisa lang yung problema nila. Nakita na nila, napatay kanina si MP the King. It's just the Fredrin. Harapan mo lang yung Fredrin, even though si Perks.
Teka lang, si Perksiba. Pinuto mo si MP the King na. Bigil na naman pero nakatakas pa rin si Ryzen pa ang nawala. Yung flying clouds sa sanang kanila ay medyo naging delikado pa ang buhay ng Smart Omega. 3 members try to defend. 4 members from Twisted Minds. Tuloy lang sa pag-push ng Omega. Darkwave killing Big Win. Wala na rin yung isa pang damage dealer ng Smart Omega. 2 more left to defend. Pero sabi ng Twisted Minds, inip-turn it lang tapos alis.
Yung plano ni Perks na kumuha ng isang kill nagresulta sa 3 pagkamatay ng Omega. Twisted now leading almost 10k and MP kung gusto pa pero lalayo muna siya ng bahagya. James is gonna be taking the damage and now knocking on the doors at the inhibitors ang Twisted Minds.
May Lord pa sa baba Hindi pa naman daw pumuputok yung Holy Shields doon sa bottom lane. Pero yun na ang plano ng Twisted Minds. 5 members trying to defend. Mag-clear na agad yung Lord and yung minion waves. Pero may round 2. Papasok muli ang Twisted Minds. Hello! Raging Sandstorm Flicker na sakto sa up attraction force with the counter engage. Pero sakit na damage round 4. James ay wala na agad. Kasabay ni Perksiba, Mingwin and Ryzen now. Si Netsky na lang ang nag-iisa para dumipensa sa barangay. Pero 5 pa ang Twisted Minds. Nakatingin na. Andyan yung Clouds. Lumayo na lang siya. Ayaw niyang makita na mismong pasi. Tinudurog na and Twisted Minds will get first blood.
The cleanest